Hey, what's up? It's Phoenix. Life is a frenzy. Life is frenzied, emotions are frenzied, experience is crazy. All of these things that we go through that drive us crazy, all of these things that we don't control. Now, some of you may know that I've been working on my album, working on my EP as well, and I'm super stoked about these songs. And I chose metal music. I gravitated towards metal music partly because it was what I was interested in, which is because of the intensity of emotion. And so the music that I listen to and the music that I make reflects that. And I did that because I wanted to capture that frenzy. I wanted to capture the crazy emotion that I feel pretty much regularly. And so that's the thing, is the frenzy internal or external, or is it both? And of course, I would say that it is both because of the way in which I project onto that externality of the frenzy and the frenzied experience that people have. But also it is internal because I recognize that my emotions are volatile. I recognize that all of the things that I'm feeling, all of the things that I go through, all of the experiences that I have are super intense. And it can be overwhelming at times trying to learn how to deal with those emotions. But I've been able to slowly find a way to be able to cope with them. That said, it doesn't change the fact that they're there and the fact that I continually experience them, the fact that I can't control how much they influence my life. And so that's what I would say is life is indeed frenzied. Life is a frenzy. And the reason why I wanted to organize this talk around that concept is because it is unpredictable and chaotic. And there's so many things that we don't control, even if that's just our own emotions or our own moods. And I actually struggle with this question of how crazy the world actually is, because it's very easy for us to externalize it and say that it's the world around us. But I've been thinking about that lately and wondering forever, always, what is within? What is within me? And is that frenzy coming from me? Maybe there's a way in which I'm trying to learn how to express those emotions. I'm trying to learn how to have an outlet for the chaotic craziness that I feel within, the hectic reality that I'm experiencing. And so it's very interesting to me that I don't just externalize this kind of presence, that I don't just focus on the aspects of the craziness that I see in the world around me, and instead focusing on all of the things that, for lack of a better phrase, are in my control. Regardless, it doesn't change how crazy things actually feel and the frenzied chaos that exists all around us and that of which I don't control. And that can be the hardest thing, is trying to figure out what is the source of basically chaos. And it seems that we can turn towards the second law of thermodynamics, which is that everything tends toward disorder. And maybe that's just the way that it is. And that's why I love the music that I listen to, because it helps me capture that emotion. And that's why I play the music that I play, because it helps me capture that feeling. And even though I might actually be a very ordered person in a lot of ways, I actually really feel that chaos more than anything. And even though I tend to restrain it or repress it, that chaos, that frenzy, that wildness, that creative energy is there. And that's what I care about. That's what I want to be able to pay attention to in my life. That's what I want to be able to acknowledge, because it is there and I've been able to see it in the world around me. And, we could argue whether or not it's actually neutral. And I would say that I'm actually not sure whether or not it is neutral. Maybe it can't be, honestly, because of the way that the world is. But it seems to me as though what I think about the most is that it's going to be there whether I like it or not. And I guess I would just add that I don't know if it's good or bad. And that's kind of what I mean by neutrality. Like, how should we look at these things? But it's there whether we like it or not. And that's kind of the idea that I've been thinking about with philosophers such as Stephen West of Philosophize This, which is the idea of being able to see something as it is, being able to see something not the way that you perceive it to be or the way you expect it to be or the way you want it to be, but the way that it is. And that's what I'm trying to do with my internal state. That's what I'm trying to do with the world at large, is being able to look at things as they are and be able to see things for what they will be. And that's partly why it's so difficult, is because I feel that chaos all the time. I feel that frenzied energy, just trying to be free, just trying to get through. And it's so complicated trying to understand. And I'm not sure that I can always understand it, because I'll admit it doesn't usually make sense to me, even though I wish that it did. And that's ironic, because considering how long I lived in those states of being, considering how much I feel them, it is crazy to think that I can't explain them or figure them out or figure out what I need to do to be able to get through them. And that's the thing. And I think that it's all there. Now, I do philosophize a lot, and I do think about things in an abstract way. And this is why I'm so intrigued by the idea of describing these things. But I admit that there's a point to which I'm not able to describe it completely, because I actually don't know what's going on. Because even though I wish that I did, I actually don't really know. And that can be incredibly confusing to try to figure out. But that's kind of the way that it seems to be. So it's definitely complicated, but I just have learned to slowly tap into that frenzied emotion, to tap into the frenzy that is the world, the chaos that's going on all around us, these things that we don't control. And that's what I'm trying to focus on, is just trying to understand it more, even if I can't quite describe it. So yeah, I'm Phoenix. I hope you enjoyed this talk. I hope you'll be able to tap into your own emotion, to your own experience. I hope that you'll be able to see the world for what it is and be able to accept it on its own terms. I also hope that you'll be able to see what's out there and see what exists. So yeah, I'm Phoenix. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon.